Every pony in Equestria is so scared and divided that the Wendigos are circling, and it's up to us to fix it all.
What are we gonna do, Twilight?
The same thing we do every time, Pinky. Try to save the world.
What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
Alright, now this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end a series. Hello, welcome back to another video, and yes, it's the next big thing, and I just gotta talk about this Friendship is Magic ending. It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, just the simple fact that they decided to move the usual time in the morning on Saturdays to the evening just shows how much and dedicated they were to making sure that everyone saw this. And then they had a marathon of some of the episodes that you may or may not have seen before the finale started, so that way you're all caught up in case you didn't get caught up before. Oh, and the timer leading up to the finale. Boy, do I just love that timer. It actually shows how much time you have left to prepare until the finale premieres. And yeah, let me just throw it out there right now. I'm still rambling about the fact that Starversus ended so abruptly on a Sunday morning, so I'm sorry about that. But besides the scheduling, which I was legitimately impressed by, it's the simple fact that this finale felt like a finale and it ended really well, and that they kinda was able to answer most of the questions that everyone was asking about. Like, for example, if Twilight and Flash Century was ever a thing that was gonna happen. I honestly never really cared about that relationship, but just the fact that they never really mentioned it too much after that, it kind of just showed how insignificant it was, I guess. So one thing that I should have been not too surprised about, but I still was for some reason, was the fact that they were able to show Tempest, but of course they didn't really get the voice actor for her since Hasbro ain't got the money. And throughout the entirety of the finale itself, they did a really great job at showing just about every single character that was included throughout the series. And it's pretty difficult to do that considering how it's over hundreds of characters that have been introduced. Now it's time to get a little bit more critical on what happened during the finale, and I think a lot of people will agree with me when I say that they liked how they used T-Rick and whatever that chick's name is, alongside with Chrysalis as the main villains for the ending, but I'm pretty sure they wanted Grogar to be the main villain, and for him to actually be Grogar. And in case you haven't figured it out by now, there are going to be some spoilers, so please do not listen any further throughout this video if you have not seen the finale. Okay, now, even though people already predicted basically the fact that Grogar would be far too old in order to actually be still alive, it still was a bit of a weird twist to find out that Discord, of all people, was Grogar. Now, coming from my perspective, I kinda understand why Discord believed in his chaotic way of thinking as to why this was such a great plan to him. Apparently, his idea was to team up all three of these villains together in order for them to work together and go against Twilight and her friends. So obviously, coming from a normal person's perspective, that is one of the most outlandish, most incredibly dumb ideas you could ever think of. However, we are talking about a guy who has been a literal chaotic god for thousands of years, and even though it's been years they've been friends with each other and Discord is somewhat reformed, you gotta admit, he's still messed up in the head. And Discord intentionally set this up in order to somewhat boost Twilight's confidence after beating those villains. And honestly, now that I think about it, when you go back and look at the first episode of this season, it explains as to why Discord was so laid back, and it seemed like he was trying to teach everyone a lesson.
I pretended to be very hurt and gave one of the most convincing speeches of my life.
Pretended?
Of course, you don't think some would-be king could actually hurt the Lord of Chaos, do you?
But it's not even the simple fact that it ended up being Discord being Grogar the whole time. Here's the problem with this entire thing. This is supposed to be the finale. I feel like if they would have just left it alone and just allowed T-Rick, Chrysalis, and... yeah, here we go. Yeah, Snowy Glow, what's her name? Cozy Glow, there we go. I believe that perhaps if the writers would have made the decision of instead letting the villains team up on their own instead of letting someone come back from the grave in order to tell them to team up, then it would have ended a lot better in my opinion. Oh yeah, and one very last crucial critique that I just want to put out there, I really wanted to see the evil main six one last time. Because instead of T-Rick, Cozy Glow, and Chrysalis going against the main six and the rest of everyone else in Ponyville and Canterlot and everywhere else, they could have had it where they had the evil main six go against the good main six, with friendship going against pure evil. That would have been kind of awesome to look at. Because without a doubt, even though I did enjoy the ending, it would have been much better if it wasn't just another giant rainbow going against the villains and then they basically explode. I mean, they didn't die from that, but I don't know. It would have been cool if they had, you know, evil, dark energy versus the rainbow energy of friendship. You get what I'm saying, come on. But other than that, I gotta hand it to them. They really did well with all the fight scenes within the finale and going against the villains and everything, especially the thing between Chrysalis and Starlight. That had to happen. People were waiting for that since the end of season 6. I also enjoyed T-Rex's reaction when trying to go against Twilight and his somewhat fear against her after going against her in the last season 4 episode. Yeah, look closely at his reactions when going against Twilight. He had some kind of fear or something whenever he was trying to fight her. Because I don't know if anyone else remembered or doesn't even know about the scene, but yeah, Twilight freaking Dragon Ball Z'd the crap out of him, okay? Let's just say that she had the rainbow Kamehameha coming at him. Another thing that this series had coming was finally Princess Celestia and Luna standing their ground and fighting against their villains. Because how are you the princess and you can't even dodge a single ray of blast? And I also understand how it happens, you know, once, twice, but multiple times.
That was easy.
But anyways, back about talking about the finale, I really don't want to make this video too long. I really like the way how they ended the villains and how Discord gave Celestia and Luna the idea of stoning them. And one thing that I really love about this show is that it really proves that not everyone in the world can be redeemed. Not everyone can be your friend in the end. Like how Steven Universe keeps doing in almost every single freaking episode. I mean, for real, I mean, this character has an upside down heart as her symbol. How is she not pure evil? But anyways, this show's finale actually had some pretty great moments that I won't even mention within this finale review, simply because I don't even want to spoil it just in case you still haven't seen it. But one thing I just cannot help but mention is the fact that they showed how the characters live on in the future, and it's really touching, honestly. I didn't really almost cry. Okay, I almost cried, but I didn't cry, okay? The only show with the series finale so wonderful, so amazing, by far, has been Gravity Falls. I've never cried on any other series finale so far. And one thing I have to reveal about me is that if you get me to cry during a finale or an ending of a movie, you did a great job, because it takes a lot to make a man break, okay? Now, two particular moments for me that really pulled the soft strings was a scene where Twilight is teaching someone of her own as ruler that acts so similar to how she behaved when she was younger back in season 1. And then there's the second moment with all the characters all grown up and seeing them just closing the book of that wonderful story. Just, I don't know, something about that. And you know what? I completely understand we all have our different opinions in life and everything, but you gotta admit, guys, come on. 10 years, 9 seasons. That is incredible. But one last crucial complaint for the finale. Unlike the movie, not enough derpy hooves. What? Come on, where was derpy? But on a serious note, thank you all for watching this video. If you managed to stay through it, I know it's not exactly the most popular thing to talk about on my channel, but you know what? I just wanted to really talk about it. It really was a legendary cartoon when you think about it. I mean, it really brought people together. And one thing's for sure, even though it may not be another My Little Pony, I'm really hoping that Lauren Faust keeps making more cartoons that are just for everyone, you know? In my opinion, cartoons have changed over the years. They haven't been the same for me personally, but you know, every now and then you find a rare gem and then you realize, yeah, this cartoon, there's something about it, it's special. And you just really see that in this cartoon. But never mind about all that. Thank you all once again for watching this video, and you will be back to your regularly scheduled programs very soon, hopefully within a week. Alright, I will catch you all in the next one.